Run.
Hey, what's up, guys? Alright, so the Mario movie came out about a week ago, and yeah, that film has been breaking records. Lots of records, and it's a game changer right now. Hollywood is definitely going to start milking video game films more than ever before. For instance, why haven't we gotten a GTA film yet? That would have been the next Fast and Furious, except more rated R. Ever since 2019, video game properties have been having a lot of wins lately in shows and in films. Like, for instance, Arcane, Cyberpunk 2077, The Last of Us, the Cuphead show, Detective Pikachu, the Sonic movies, and now the Mario movie. So I want to talk about that a bit. This video is mainly going to be about the Sonic movie in comparison to the Mario movie and why Sonic movie 1 and 2 got better review scores critically than the Mario movie. So before I get to all of that, be sure to smash the like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's see if we can get to 100,000 subscribers before Sonic's birthday. Okay, so first and foremost, people are always going to compare Mario with Sonic. It's a rivalry that's lasted for decades, so whether you like it or not, people are going to compare the box office movie numbers. It's inevitable, because there are some people that were like, oh, why do people always have to compare the Sonic movie to Mario movie? Why can't two goats coexist? You're going to have people compare them, and Sonic fans are doing that anyway. I was seeing a lot of posts on Twitter, with Sonic fans saying Sonic sweep when the initial reviews came out, and the Mario movie scored like a 54% or 56%. And then, the Sonic movie 1 has 64%. Sonic movie 2 almost had a 70%, but has a 69% in Rotten Tomatoes. So I was hearing a lot of fans saying, Sonic sweep, Sonic sweep. Now that the Mario movie has made over $377 million so far, which is the fastest opening weekend box office for an animated film in history. That's crazy. Now Sonic fans are quiet about it, and they're saying, oh, you guys shouldn't compare. Why are you comparing? So that's a little bit hypocritical, but I digress. But yeah, the Mario movie's box office is impressive. But can it hit $1 billion though? Oh yes, I truly believe it can. I've been saying this for months, for about a year now. If Minions can do it, then Mario can. They're both under Illumination Studios, and I mean, come on. Mario's way more popular than Minions. Like, this franchise spans 4 decades. When you're talking about Mario, I mean, Generation X played the early Mario games in the 80s. Donkey Kong, Super Mario Bros. When they were kids. So this spans Generation X, Generation Y or Millennials, Generation Z, and shit, even some boomers grew up on Mario. So this spans decades. Like, you don't even get this with Sonic. Sure, Sonic is 30 years old, but like mainly resonates with millennials and Gen Zs and a couple of Gen X, but mostly millennials and then Gen Z. So Mario movie would definitely get a lot more numbers because of that. So yeah, your parents and your grandparents are going to see this. A lot of people hit me up to watch this. I watched the movie by myself. Now, what do I think about the Mario movie? I really liked it. This isn't Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, or Into the Spider-Verse, or Pixar Soul, or any of those films. Those are great masterpieces of an animation. But for a video game film based on a platformer and a Mario movie, which is a gaming franchise that has little to no story, we're not talking about the RPGs or Paper Mario, I was pleasantly surprised, and I had a grin on my face from beginning to end of the film. There were so many kids and families in the theaters too. I've never seen that many kids in my life. I can tell just by watching this film that, this would have been my favorite animated film if I was a kid. I came in with zero expectations, and some were even surpassed. Like, let's talk about the character portrayals first. First, let's talk about Peach. Now, I know Peach was the most concerned, besides Mario's voice actor, Chris Pratt. A lot of people were concerned about Peach's characterization. Even me, I was like, they're making her a bit too headstrong, like too much of a badass. I know Peach is fully capable herself, but especially in this type of era, some people will call it woke. And to me, that's cringe, because I've already seen some people saying, oh, this movie's woke. Why is Peach such a badass when she was useless in the games? It's like, first of all, you haven't played Super Princess Peach. You haven't played Mario games like Mario 3D World or Super Mario Bros. 2. Peach is a very capable character. Matter of fact, Mario fans have been complaining for years, for decades, that Peach has been so useless in Mario games in general. She's always being kidnapped by Bowser. She's always being the damsel in distress. We always gotta save her. We wanted something different. And it looks like Nintendo Miyamoto took those criticisms and applied it here. So why are we mad now? You know, of course, it's what's going to be an Ishigo, or however you, Ishikai, I forgot how you pronounce it, but a fish out of water tale for Mario. So this is a Mario origin story, so of course Mario wouldn't be at the top of his A game. I mean, there were some things with Peach that I didn't like when Mario was like, "Oh, you're really good at this," you know, like the platforming and everything, and Peach was trying to, you know, make Mario feel better and say, "Oh, don't worry, this is only your first time. I struggled a lot too." And then Mario's like, "No, you didn't. You're just saying that to make me feel better." And Peach was like, "Oh yeah, I've been good at this since day one. But you know, I grew up here." Or I don't know if she said she was born here, because I was like, "You weren't born here, Peach. You came here when you were a little girl." But yeah, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, because it's like, wait, you mean you didn't have any struggles at all? You were just naturally good at this? That was kind of Mary Sue-ish, but besides that, I really liked her character, you know? And she still gets kidnapped by Bowser at some point, you know, because Bowser wants her to marry him. So yeah, but it's not like the theme of the whole movie. So yeah, it is definitely not woke, as some people were saying. That's dumb. The only thing I didn't like about that was that in exchange, Luigi had to be rescued, and Luigi and Mario's chemistry was really good. I really loved it, and that was missing a lot throughout the film. But I did like Mario's chemistry with Donkey Kong. You know, I see their rivalry like Sonic and Knuckles, so I really like that. Now let's talk about Mario and the voice acting. Now, Chris Pratt, who did Mario, I know a lot of us were worried about it, but he did a really damn good job. And I liked how they maneuvered the whole like lack of Mario's, you know, iconic voice, like "Wahoo, it's a me" type of voice. And it's like, okay, you know, it was kind of like Chip and Dale. They went the Chip and Dale movie route. They basically sound like they usually do in their show, or the Chip and Dale show, but in real life they sound normal. It's the same thing as Mario. Him and Luigi sound like their, you know, stereotypical selves in the commercials or their Super Mario Bros. Company, but in real life they sound normal. And even then, I liked how they didn't just sound like their voice actors. Like Chris Pratt didn't talk like Chris Pratt as Mario. You know, they had that Brooklyn accent, so it kind of reminded me of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show in the 80s and 90s. So I like that. It was a little mixture of that, since they grew up in Brooklyn. And it's like, come on guys, if we heard Mario's video game voice throughout the entire movie, it would be very grating and annoying to the ears. But Bowser stole the show. I really like Bowser. You know, just like the Sonic movie, Bowser was the best character in the film. I liked all the other characters too. I liked Mario, Luigi, Peach, Donkey Kong, even Cranky Kong. Even though I didn't like, Cranky Kong is the only character where I didn't like his voice. And a lot of people have said that the voice actor just did not sound right as Cranky Kong. We all imagine Cranky Kong to sound like an old, you know, cranky old geezer. But in this one, he sounds like that one actor. I forgot his name, but I used to watch him a lot on Saturday Night Live. Now the plot is very straightforward. You know, what do you expect as Mario? And, you know, Nintendo played it safe in this movie. Why wouldn't they, you know? Because let's not forget, the first Mario movie in 1993, 30 years ago, was a train wreck. It was terrible. So Nintendo has been very reluctant to have another movie on their IP for a long time, you know? And remember, Miyamoto and Nintendo backed out from the original Mario Bros. Movie because they didn't like where it was going. So this is the first time they've been very involved. So they're going to make sure the story is basic. Let's not forget, Sonic Movie 1 had a very basic plot too, and we all were praising that and loving it. So yeah, of course, in the sequel, I want a more, you know, not a very complex plot, but I want a more enriched plot. But, you know, this is an origin story, so I had no problem with the story being straightforward. I don't know why some critics were saying this has no story. It does. Mario and Luigi gets captured. Mario has to save Luigi, teaming up with Peach, discovers a new world that's hidden beneath Brooklyn or something like that. So, to my surprise, Mario had character development. You know, I totally was not expecting that, and I liked how Mario and Donkey Kong could relate to that. You know, they both are just down on their luck, and they see themselves as failures because their fathers, you know, are disappointed in them. And that's basically the theme of the entire movie. Mario building up the confidence to believe in himself, to be headstrong and be a hero, basically. So when some people said there's no character development, I'm like, a lot of other characters like Princess Peach didn't really need any character development, but Mario had character development. Even more than Sonic had character development in Sonic Movie 1. I mean, if you don't see that, then I don't know what to tell you. Both Mario and Luigi have character development in this film. And I like how from Peach to Bowser, they all tell Mario, you just don't know when to quit, do you? Kind of reminds me of the video games, how you're always trying several times at a level until you beat it. But yeah, this is definitely a film that needs to be rewatched several times because of the various Easter eggs in the film. And you know, like when I left the theater, I wasn't immediately thinking, man, I need to watch this movie again. That's what I felt like when I watched Puss in Boots 2. But I'm definitely planning on seeing Mario movie again because I really liked it. I will definitely watch it on streaming. The music, awesome. You know, I loved it. And Paramount needs to take notes because I really want Sonic Movie 3 to have a lot of video game references in their music. And the soundtrack, that was missing a lot. And Sonic Movie 2 suffered because of it because the soundtrack was very, very bland. You can't even tell me any memorable track from Sonic Movie 2, even those that were defending it. Anytime I use any of the soundtracks from Sonic Movie 2, people ask me, hey, where did you get this track? Is this Avengers? Is this... They'll just be asking me random questions, and I'll be like, no, this song came from Sonic Movie 2. Funnily enough, Paramount kind of ripped off Ant-Man and the Wasp soundtrack for the Sonic and Knuckles fight in the Emerald Shrine. That was crazy. I don't know how they did that without getting in trouble for plagiarism. They must have, you know, gotten the license to it. I don't know. But the music in the Mario movie isn't perfect, you know. For one thing, they did use some pop culture music. It wasn't that bad. A lot of it was from the 80s and early 90s, I guess, because that's, you know, where Mario started. So, I mean, but the problem is a lot of the music is just very, very cliched music that we've heard in countless animated films. So it was kind of like an can they pick something else that we haven't heard before? Now the critics, let's talk about the critics. They were completely wrong this time, and the gap is huge on Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm not surprised. You know, people have lost faith in the critics ever since they gave films like Cuties a high grade. You know, I don't really care. I don't let a bunch of old heads and ignorant elitists affect my opinions on a film. I mean, just look at this reviewer, Grace Randolph. I'm sure some of you have heard about her. Let me just play some clips of her professional review on the Mario movie.
Today's marketplace post Me Too? To hear Bowser declare that he's going to ask Princess Peach to marry him, which apparently isn't a spoiler because I looked it up and it happens in the games all the time. Wow, that's stalker behavior. And I would say kind of makes this not appropriate for children, quite frankly. And then when could Mario turn into a cat? I guess like if you're into furries, that works. And maybe that'll play really well in Asian markets. I know they love cats over there, like love cats. But I just felt it robbed Mario of a lot of his personal dignity. I was like,
yeah, what a ridiculous reviewer, you know? Many of these people have no clue what they're talking about. They haven't played a Mario game in decades. Some have never played a Mario game at all. They just don't play video games. They just know about Mario because who doesn't know about Mario? You know, my parents know about Mario. That doesn't mean they've played the games. So these type of people are reviewing the films. Why are we even listening to them, you know? I care about the fans. And a lot of fans of Mario gave it between a 7 to an 8 out of 10. That's where I would put it, you know? And I'm going to admit, Mario movie was better than the Sonic movie 1. And it can be argued by some that it's even better than Sonic Movie 2. Now, me personally, I still prefer the core plot of Sonic Movie 2 because that is better than the Mario movie, especially that it adapted from Sonic 2 and the Holy Grail Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But the cringe dance scene and the unnecessary wedding subplot definitely bogged down the film for me. But if you remove those, especially the wedding subplot, which was like 15 minutes of the film, you got yourself a solid movie. I love Sonic, Tails, and especially Knuckles in Sonic Movie 2. So I have to let it marinate first before I come with a decision. But yeah, I definitely love Mario movie more than Sonic movie 1. But Sonic movie 2, I think, still edges it out. I'm not sure. But if we're talking about, like, technically, if I'm just judging the movie with everything, I think the Mario movie, I'm fond of it slightly more. I'm biased with Sonic movie 2. But I think as a critic, I gotta lean to Mario movie more. But look, at the end of the day, Wreck-It Ralph 1 is better than Mario movie and Sonic movie 1 and 2. And it has Mario and Sonic characters in it. Now, here's what we all want to know. Why do the critics like the Sonic movies more than the Mario movie? I have the explanation. Sonic fans, we can boast higher scores all we want. There's a reason why critics gave the Sonic film a higher score than the Mario movie, and it's because of Jim Carrey and the human characters. These critics, they don't love the Sonic movies for the Sonic characters, and deep down, you guys know this. I mean, come on. It was critics in the beginning that complained that Sonic's friends are stupid, or who cares about Sonic's friends, remember? That's the main reason why Sega cut down on Sonic's friends and made Sonic a playable character for a long time, even up to this day. Like Sonic Frontier, sure, we're going to get playable characters, but that's coming as DLC. So let's not forget that, you know, there's never been a time that critics adored Sonic's friends. I mean, let's be honest. Remember Sonic Movie 1? Critics called that a Jim Carrey film, and essentially it is a Jim Carrey film because Jim Carrey saved that film. There's a lot of critics I know that have said that if Jim Carrey wasn't in these movies, they wouldn't even watch these Sonic movies. They wouldn't even give it a chance. They're watching because Jim Carrey. You know, they want to see him act again, and technically these are the only films Jim Carrey has been in recent years. So there's the dissonance between the critics and the Sonic fans, because you remember Sonic Movie 2, I was hearing a lot of complaints from critics that they want to focus more on the humans like Tom and Maddie and even Rachel, but anytime it cut to Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, it was kind of like, when are we going to get to the humans? It kind of bogged down the film for them. And to us, it's exactly opposite. Remember, Sonic fans were like, yo, that's what we want. We wanted that, you know? We wanted more of that. So Paramount, they kind of have their hands tied, because now they gotta please two factions: the critics who want more humans, and the Sonic fans who want more of a focus on Sonic characters. Now, I don't hate Tom the Cop. I like Tom and Maddie. Tom is my favorite human in the Sonic movies besides Robotnik, but Robotnik is a Sonic character. Now, the good thing is Paramount can have their cake and eat it too. You know, with Sonic Movie 3, because the humans are actually very important in that film. With Gun, you know, the Gun Commander, Maria, Gerald Robotnik, and those are all Sonic characters. So they can expand on that with original human characters in the film as well. So hopefully Paramount learns from movie 2 and balances things out more, and also learns from the Mario movie. You know, I can't wait to see what they do with movie 3. And also, please use more game music in your films. You know, embrace that part of your gaming history. Don't be afraid to do that. Because like we saw it for the trailers. Sonic Movie 2, the trailers were like riffing off Emerald Hill, because that's, you know, Tails' first appearance in the console Sonic games. But I didn't hear any Emerald Hill remix in the movie, so I don't know why they do that. But what do you guys think about all this? Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about the Mario movie? Which one do you like more? Mario movie, Sonic Movie 1, or Movie 2? Which one do you think is the best? And yeah, what do you want to see in Movie 3? Also, stay tuned for my next animations coming up on my channel real soon. I posted a preview of it on my channel and also as a short, so be sure to check that out. But alright fam, that's all I have for now, so take care, and until next time, I'm out.